we're in Saluda, South Carolina. It's in the central part of the state. This is a small town, about 3,500 people. And for hundreds of years, most of the people who lived here were white and black, but over the last 15 years, they've seen a big wave of Mexican and Guatemalan immigrants.
Mexicans all in here, all this is Mexicans. Mexicans own that right down there, all this. Mexicans.
Donald Trump, I like Donald. Donald's a man. He's straightforward, not a whole lot of politics, and he's right to the point. Immigrants, well, if they're illegal, they're fine. If they're not legal, we need to change the law. The United States is a country built up of nothing but immigrants, but they was all come in legally.
If we don't do something, the 11 million is going to be 12, and then it's going to be 15 million. And at some point in time, all of these people who come to the U.S., you, myself, we made some type of contribution of taxation to our society. But that's where I'm coming from. Let's deal with what we've got now. Close the borders and establish a legalization, and then revisit our whole immigration policy.
Yeah, it's just the older crowd. The young white people, I ain't never seen no type of racism out of them or anything. It's always the older crowds.
The Hispanic community in these smaller towns, when they don't integrate, the word out there was that, oh, they're racist. And obviously they use the word not knowing what it means. But that was not the case. So the attitude changed. But it wasn't an attitude, it was a perception, because my client, you can go to a place, if I move to France and I try to register a vehicle, they're not going to accommodate to me in Spanish or English. It's either you speak French or else. So it's the same. You know what I mean? You have to understand that. You're not in California, you're not in Miami, in Florida, you're not in New York. You're in these towns, you have to integrate. So that's part of the frustration you can see in people.
Some of them okay, and some of them are just really, really harsh. They just really harsh. They just say stuff that they shouldn't be saying, And I don't think nobody should be treated, that way. Everybody deserves a better way of life.
What's happening, the ones that's here is producing like ducks. You see this Mexican lady walking down the street. She's carrying one, she's toting one, 2 or 3 following behind her, like doorsteps, except where you turn.
I hear a lot of people calling names. Go back. They should go back where they came from. They shouldn't be over here. I don't know why they keep letting them over here. They should stop them at the border or shoot at the border or stuff like that.
I got no problem with him getting here if he comes in the right way and the clean record, get your green card, and got a good straight record behind him. I got no problem with that.
Black people have no problem with the Hispanic. I see black people and Hispanics helping each other out more than I do seeing black and white. And I know a couple of them that wanted buildings, they couldn't get buildings because white people own them and they wouldn't let them have it. They said they didn't want them, to want them to have it. They'd rather give it to a black person than for the Hispanics to have it. And at one point in time, black person couldn't get anything. But since the Hispanics has came in, they can get more now than they would have normally gotten if it was still just a black and white town.